breathing wrestling fans, and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. For the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest pro wrestling news, in-depth analysis of all your favorite promotions from across the globe, and much, much more. We will also bring you exclusive interviews with the greatest professional wrestling personalities on the local, national, and international levels. If you want to follow the Wrestle Talk Podcast, check us out online at www.wrestletalkpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And now, it's time for the reigning, defending, undisputed leader in pro wrestling podcast, the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
Que pasa, loyal members of the Wrestle Talk Podcast family. That's right, you hear the intro going in the background. We are here for a very, very special edition of the WTP. That's right, amigos. Not only are we only 27 weeks away from episode 500, but today we're going to take a few moments and look back at the year that was 2023, and we're going to look forward to what could come in the world of professional wrestling in 2024. I am the Night Owl, the longest tenured host of the Wrestle Talk Podcast. Tonight, I will be joined by many illustrious hosts. But, and as always, the most important factor in the WTP is who? The Wrestle Talk Podcast family. If you are watching the show, share, like, share again. You might get some swag. But before I continue to blabber on, allow me to start welcoming in some of the men that are going to help me carry the water during tonight's episode. They've all been here for a varied amount of time, some a few years, some a few months, but they are all valuable nonetheless. First and foremost, let me bring in the man that I call my pro wrestling godfather. This man took me to my very first independent wrestling show, and as they say, the rest in history. Folks, make some noise for the one and only Sonny Money Mayo. ¿Qué pasa?
Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Tuesday night of 2023 in December. Oh my God, Night Owl! Oh my God, Night Owl! Can you believe it's December already, bro? That is wild. Listen, I know we're gonna get into it and all that, but dude, I'm freaking hyped, bro. I'm hyped. We're about to talk about, and I know you're saying maybe an hour. We could go 5 hours because I want to talk what happened in the world of professional wrestling this year. Not just WWE, not just AEW, not just Impact, not just MLW, not just New Japan. I want to talk about me versus Arlen in the parking lot of Hardee's. I want to talk about
what about the quick trip on a ladder match? We got to make that official tonight.
We got it, bro. I mean, there's so much going on in 2023, the world of professional wrestling, and you guys are lucky enough to be joining us just like you do, and I hope you do, and if you don't, you definitely should. Every single Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, the best live damn pro wrestling podcast in the game today, baby.
Today, let's go, baby. Sonny Money. Simple. It's funny that we brought up the quick trip pizza ladder match because this next gentleman that I'm getting ready to introduce, that's right, this dude has been around since we were going to the Dynamo Pro shows. Rick Rose, Joe Lance, yours truly, meeting a lot of different people, getting an opportunity to interact with the incredible energy that is St. Louis wrestling. He is the voice of Dynamo Pro Wrestling and also a damn good citizen. The one and only, the Road Dog, Chris Rodell. Big Sexy, say hello to the people.
What's up, Renee? How you been, man? How you been?
Happy we made it almost to the end of another year, Road Dog. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, Wrestle Talk family? Man, it has been a year in the Wrestle Talk podcast universe. We have had so many great interviews, so many great moments, and I can't remember the last time that me and Renee were on a show together. It's been a very, very long time. I'm looking forward to it because 2023 has been such a great year in wrestling. And as Sonny said, you know, it's not just the major leagues, it's the independent scene. Dynamo's had a good year. MMWA I've been part of, CHWA I've been a part of. Hell, what's going on over in Kansas City with Central States and Tri-States Wrestling, and there's just so much good wrestling right now. SICW is going to they're bringing back their fan fest. It's going to be a great 2023 and 2024, and yes, we will address it. I heard Sonny last week running his mouth. I've been in contact with my lawyer. We're going to do this the right way, but all Sonny can do sometimes is run his mouth. But right now, that we're not going to do that. We got to talk about the wrestling year of 2023, and we will build towards 2024.
No doubt about it, Road Dogg. And you know what? We ain't done swinging from the fences yet, ladies and gentlemen. If there's been an addition to the team that has made a difference, not only in the content quality, but also in the production quality and the consistency, I have to credit this man. Not only does he do so many things behind the scenes for the Wrestle Talk podcast, he does the same thing for the FWWC. And as Sister Haas already stated, he is the longest reigning hardcore champion in FWWC history. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Hardcore Haas. Que pasa, Haas? Que pasa? Don't forget to hit the unmute, man. Say hello to the people, brother. What is new, my guy?
Hey, everybody. It's great to be here on this special episode of Wrestle Talk Podcast. And, you know, we would not be here without you guys, and we want to thank you guys for being here with us. And it is just crazy to think how many episodes it has been and how close we are to that monumental episode, I tell you. And, you know, it's great to be here with Night Owl and Sonny and, yeah, even you, Road Dogg. But
I love it. Well, it's great to have you guys.
And I see Haas is wearing that the Las Vegas Raiders shirt. I know he's a big Raiders fan. They dog walked the San Diego Chargers this past Thursday on Thursday Night Football, and they left their coach. I think they might have left their coach behind in Las Vegas. So,
I think that's exactly what they did. The sad part is, you know who they got to play this week, right?
Oh, is it Kansas City week?
Oh, let's go!
Kansas City
Raider
on
week,
Christmas
baby.
Day.
The Christmas Day. Look at that. The colors are. That thing still got the sticker on it. That thing looking crispy over there. Well,
yo, I got Pat right there. Wifey made that's a wifey painting right there, Pat, bro.
That's kind of nice.
I know you guys don't know nothing about quarterbacks and nothing like that over there in St. Louis. This ain't 1999. This ain't Kurt Warner, and I'm working at Hy-Vee.
You and your Kansas City Swifties. So
that's true, bro.
They said the Swifties
2 rings.
week.
2 rings, bro.
It looks like Jared wants Gabe. I guess we're not quite good enough. No, it's fine. Gabe is probably the best looking one of us all, but he's definitely not the smartest. That's this guy right here. No, I'm just playing. Hey, Gabe will be here. And from what I hear, I heard a little birdie told me that we may even get an appearance from the one and only Luke Skywalker Roberts. And you guys know exactly what that guy means to the Wrestle Talk podcast and really the pro wrestling community as a whole. But we do have a lot of business to get through. There's one thing we got to address, and we're going to talk about this here a little bit later on in the hour, but this quick trip ladder match between Chris Rodell and Sonny, hopefully we can put that thing in stone today because it's going to be something to see. These guys have been trash talking each other for months, and raise your hand if you're ready to see these boys settle inside the square circle. Come on, go ahead. Bring them up, everybody. Road Dogg.
Yeah, we'll see. If the money's right, we'll see what we can do.
See, that's the problem, bro. Hold on, Night Owl. Nah. I ain't just gonna sit here and let you just keep talking while we talking about a match that I know I'm gonna win. See, that's the problem. You got to get lawyers, and you talking money. You know what, bro? I'm from the bar. You know what we do, bro? We finish this beer that we got, and we go in the back alley, and we settle like men, just like in a pro wrestling match, all right? So what I'm proposing to you, just like I proposed last week, and I know we're going to get into it here in a little bit later because we still got the whole year of 2023 to go through. But, Road Dogg, it's time to nut up, buddy, all right? But listen, FWWC is the only way that this is going to happen. You could talk lawyers, you could talk money, you could talk Emo's Pizza, whatever you want to talk about, bro. I don't care. FWWC is the answer at the end of it all. So simple as that.
Oh, okay. Road Dogg, rebuttal.
I'm actually not. Honestly, I like Emo's Pizza, but it's not my favorite pizza in the world. It's not. I mean, I don't really have a favorite pizza, to be honest with you. I mean, because all pizzas, well, except for that Chicago stuff, that thick stuff that they call pizza, that's really just a pizza flavored quiche.
See, I agree with you. That's just trash, bro. But you know what?
If pizza flavored
trash, but
that's facts.
That's just trash, bro.
I heard that. I heard that on TikTok somewhere, and I use it all the time now. It's like it's a pizza flavored quiche. So.
We got another raised hand there. That makes 5 people that want to see this match.
We'll talk.
Yep.
We'll talk about it. So
yeah, we'll get into it.
You see, hey, listen. So listen, hey, you guys know I respect the members of the Wrestle Talk family, but there's already been 2 comments that I'm just downright. I'm feeling disrespected. Here's the first one, if I may. See, the Night Owl wonders why he gets booed. He didn't invite me tonight. Okay, everyone is invited. Every week, I say it every week. I say it. I'm like, yo, if you want to come on, shoot us a message. We'll shoot you the link. Come on. What do you need? Like a handwritten letter? Come on, man. First of all, if I wrote a handwritten letter, your ass probably couldn't read it, Jared. You are from St. Louis, okay? That's number one. And I see who you associate yourself and the guys you call your friends. That makes me even more confirmed. That's right. That guy right there. That makes me more sure that you don't know how to read. Okay, so that's number one. And then this one. This is even more blasphemous. And I'm gonna let one of you guys address this because that's just nonsense. I never seen a more disrespectful.
I'm gonna address it. Listen, I agree with her. Because where does Susie live, bro? Where does she live? Where does Susie live, bro?
She lives in West Virginia.
I guarantee you, that's probably the best pizza in a 400-mile radius, dog. All right?
That's bull crap. John, set the record straight. There's no way that Papa John's is the best pizza in your guys' neck of the woods. That's just disrespectful. Come on, man.
That's not my neck, bro. That's further down. That's like almost considered down south, bro. That's south, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know it's
you need a handwritten invite. You're from Jersey? Come on, man. I never met a guy from Jersey that was in his feelings this much. You tripping, Jared. You bugging. John, pizza? Come on, man. Stand up for your state, brother. Come on, man.
I wouldn't say it's the best pizza around, but when it comes to that fast food type pizza,
I agree with that.
Probably
I agree with that. Yeah, as far as fast food pizza, either that or Domino's. But one of them two is for me, just for me. But anyway, how did we get on food? Okay, couple fat guys and a fat skinny guy. What do they call that? Like people that are fat, skinny fat. What do they call that?
In the words of Triple H to CM Punk, my skinny fat ass. That's what I am.
Yeah, skinny fat ass. Okay, you know what? You know what, guys? Let's go ahead and do what we got to do because there are some traditions that we can't break here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. You guys know what time it is, right?
Yup.
Sponsor time. I'll go ahead and knock that out for us real quick because, of course, we would have never gotten to this episode if it wasn't for all of the wonderful sponsors. So if you guys could bring your attention to the bottom of the screen here. Royal Mills Transportation, our guy DeJuan Mills, also the CEO of the FWWC. Nobleman's Barber Lounge. It's 39th and State Line in KC Mo. Tell them the Wrestle Talk podcast sent you. Kincaid Arcade at the Oak Park Mall. Shout out DBD, my guys over there. Lance, you know what's up. I-70 Sports Media. Gotta love Jeremy. Gotta love everything that I got going over there. I think my man Frex is still writing for them. Little Popeye Designs. I'll have my tumbler coming to me with some coffee here in just a few minutes. And, of course, the aforementioned world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. You want to live your pro wrestling dreams, don't have the money, don't have the means physically or otherwise, it's okay. Hit up the FWWC. You can still go for the brass ring without wringing your neck. Okay? Right. That's the sponsor spot.
Like break your neck without actually breaking your neck.
There you go. I like that. All right, a couple more comments here. Yes, we are going into that next, Susie. It's time to acknowledge the tribal chief, Chris Rodell. Okay. I didn't know you were shooting for that role, but that's fine.
You're out of your fucking mind, Jerry.
And then I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna just say this now. I haven't read it yet, so everyone just be aware. It said it ticks me off. Is Richard Douglas is going to announce his announcement? What? But it's been 8 months and I haven't seen anything. Okay. Am I mad about the long hiatus? Do you guys want me to address the Dick Douglas thing once and for all?
Next topic. Ready for no?
Okay.
Ready?
I'm gonna just say one thing. Say one thing. It's in the past.
Yup, and that's what it's going to say. Douglas. No thanks.
That's it.
No
it's
thanks.
In the past. Luke Justice, shout out Georgia. Make sure you hit the blue text so that we can identify you and give you the love. Susie, of course, always showing love to the FWWC. All right, guys, we can go into the comments forever, but we got a lot of things we need to cover. So we got one last little tradition, and then we'll get right into the high spots. Is everybody cool with that?
Let's
go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever seen the show before, you know how this goes. In a brief moment, we're going to ask everybody to please respectfully remove their cap as we pay homage to the greatest country on God's green earth. That's America, damn it. And if you happen to have your flag handy, we would encourage you to bust it out and make sure you cover your ears. Hit it, boys. Everybody okay? Is everybody all right?
Yeah, I didn't even hear it, bro. I don't know if it just maybe came through the headphones or what, but I didn't actually hear the anthem at all. So I don't know if anybody out there heard it.
Do we need to play that again?
No. Listen, most of the people here in the comment section know the deal. What's up with Wrestle Talk Podcast? Right. And if you don't and you're new to it, yeah, check us next week on that because that hurts my ears, bro. I mean,
nobody wants to hear it again. That's fine. Just
I love my country and all, but yeah,
I'm here to please the people.
Right.
Aaron might have the best comment about it. Brings tears to my eyes and one giant headache.
Hey, pretty good. Hey, I'm pretty sure that was little Jamie that typed that. I don't know if Aaron's capable of that clever of a comment. I think it was probably little Jamie. Okay, Susie doesn't want to hear it again. All right, guys. We've had our fun. We've done our intro. We've paid homage. We've talked to the sponsors. We've done all that. We are here to handle business, okay? It is the end of 2023 for the Wrestle Talk Podcast. We will actually not be back until January. What we thought we would do tonight is basically just go through each host and just talk about a couple of different things, okay? Number one, we want to address what was your highlight in professional wrestling, and it could be a low light if you prefer to go in that direction. What was your highlight or low light in professional wrestling this past year? It can be anything. It can be something local for you, or it can be up on the biggest stage. No issues there. Number two, what was your Wrestle Talk podcast highlight? What was the day or the moment when either you hosted or you were watching the show that left a lasting memory with you that you're going to take into next year? And then number three, some predictions going into 2024. What do you anticipate is going to change or stay the same in the world of professional wrestling? Are there some debuts and appearances that you're looking forward to? I don't know. It's completely up to you guys. But that's kind of what Hotspots is going to be about tonight. And we encourage everybody watching, again, hit like, hit share, okay? We are going to be giving away some merch here tonight, okay? So if you want to participate, you got a couple ways of doing that. You can drop a comment. We can read comments from X now that just came live recently. It's super awesome. We can read your comments from YouTube and Facebook. But of course, if you want to join us, we've got plenty of room. So just shoot any one of us a message. We'll shoot you the link and you can join us on the show tonight. Is that well enough explained, gentlemen? Was that clear?
Yeah.
Crystal? I'm with it, bro.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Crystal.
Here we go.
Yes, Jared did see me announce for the first time. He had never seen me announce before.
What show was that?
It was a CHWA show, I believe.
CHWA. Can I tell you guys a quick little secret? So a few years ago, I was in St. Louis with a friend. I'm not going to say who. And we were going to a couple of different wrestling shows. And I had the opportunity to go to a CHWA show. And somebody that I actually happen to respect tremendously was like, it's kind of this, it's kind of that. Well, guess what? Those guys are still doing well, really well for themselves. So shout out to CHWA. We've had a couple of their guys on the show before. Listen, there's no promotion too big and so too small. We've had guys that are just getting started in the business, just like we did a couple of weeks ago. Okay. And we've had guys like Punishment Martinez on the show. So we run the gamut. $1 Million Man to the guy that just started a year ago. I mean, it's kind of incredible. I mean, you talk about Red James, right? We were just interviewing Red James a couple of weeks ago. Guy's only been in a year and a couple of months. So there is no promotion too small. There is no promotion too big. Here on the Wrestle Talk Podcast, we only want to do one thing, and that's let's talk wrestling. Are you guys ready to get this thing going?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to hit up the randomizer and see what happens. Let's see what topic or what a submitted memory comes up first, and then we'll go from there. You guys good with that?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Okay. And again, interject with your personal favorites as we discussed previously. You guys good with that? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go. Randomizer, let's go. Ooh.
Oh.
So
okay. Well, I mean, we can start low and go high.
I think it's just the randomizer. So
right.
This is the first thing that popped up, and we'll actually start with John and come back to me. But I know this is going to be a tough one, but I think it's worth remembering because it's so easy these days with as fast as media is delivered for things to leave us quickly and for us to move on to the next thing. So that's why I love these recap shows. John, personal impact of the passing of Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, to you personally, if any.
You know, it was just a very, very sad thing when he passed, and just a real shock to everybody. And you know, I was a fan, and just really hated to see it for professional wrestling overall. You know, it was a big loss, and some people were kind of asinine on comments that they made, but you know, it was truly a loss for everyone.
Rodell?
Such a creative mind in the wrestling business, and to know that his last match was Royal Rumble this year, and he passed away. Believe it or not, I just looked it up. It was August. It was August 24th when he passed away, and that doesn't. It seems like he's been gone for like a lot longer than that, and it just. He was so creative in the ring, and apparently like universally liked in the entire wrestling business. I don't think I've heard a bad thing said about Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotundo. So I just, it's a loss for the business.
Absolutely. Sonny Money?
You could argue that when he got released from WWE, his name was probably mentioned just as much, if not more, than CM Punk's.
Exactly.
When CM Punk left, everybody was CM Punk, where's he going? AEW, New Japan, boom, boom, boom. And it was a shock a couple years ago when he got released from WWE, and his name was mentioned so much that, I mean, even Triple H talked about him at a presser, and he wasn't even under contract as far as we know. So, and then for it to happen unexpectedly as it did, I mean, it rocked the wrestling world, man. And such a very unique character, and I can speak for all three of us, four of us, including myself here at Wrestle Talk Podcast. We were all blessed to witness that greatness. We were all blessed to be around the pro wrestling world and watching pro wrestling when Bray Wyatt was live and in our TVs on Monday nights and Friday nights on national TV. So a tremendous loss, man. And you know what? And let me say this real quick also, and we'll keep it rolling. Fuck the wrestling shit. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a son. He was a brother. So the first and foremost, you know, again, it was in August, but still condolences to the family, to the kids, to the wife, and everybody else. And then all of us wrestling marks in the world. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Drink for him.
I think you guys said that extremely eloquently, and all I can add is this: like, whenever someone passes, you know, people do that like picture thing, right? Like, people will change their profile picture to that particular person or that particular wrestler.
Right.
There are people who still have Bray, and not that I'm counting days or anything like that, but I think I've seen it stick more with him than I have really with anybody else more recently. Like, several of my friends still have Bray Wyatt as their profile picture.
Right.
So you can take that as you will, but when someone integrates themselves so much into our lives as an entertainer to where you feel like you want to make your profile picture Bray Wyatt and then keep it there for months and months and months, I think that says all that it needs to be said as far as the impact that he had. The only thing that I can do, and maybe this is a little too soon, but I just think of the potential, as high as he got, the potential that got left sitting on the table, man. Like, I think all of us agree if things had gone a little differently, he could have been the top guy in the company for a long time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, he had all the ingredients. He had the innovation that we liked. That boy could work like a maniac. So those two things for me, it's still resonating with people. It was a big pain point. It's still an open wound for most of us. And damn, what if? Derrick Rose, damn, what if?
Yep.
You know, there are just some of those that you're like, damn, what? RG3, what if? You know, it's like, and it'll never leave us, man.
And tell me, as we're not talking about Bray Wyatt, you're listening to that, you're hearing that tribute song that they played on TV in your head, and then what really brings me back is the SmackDown promo. SmackDown the day after he passed, and LA Knight was in the ring, and he did a promo, and he used his last word was something like "run," and he did it in that like Bray Wyatt type voice. That
real
right,
low.
Yeah, that brought kind of chills. And Undertaker has actually said, everyone's asking Undertaker what he said to Bray Wyatt during their last interaction.
Whisper?
Yeah, the whisper, and
Right.
he's like, Bray Wyatt's gone, and that's. No, I'm not saying what I told him. So.
Yep, because we don't need to know everything. And as much as Marks want to know, and we're looking to Meltzer, and we're trying to find out backstage and all that, that was a special moment between those two men, grown men in the ring, co-workers, brothers on the road 300 days a year away from their families. That was their special moment. Even though it was in front of national live TV, that was their moment. I didn't want to know. I don't want to know. I still don't want to know. No. Regardless, even if Bray was around. You know what? And let me add this caveat right quick here also. It's amazing if you really think about it, how Bray started off in WWE. Because if you guys remember, he was doing that Husky Harris. And I was digging Husky Harris. You know what I mean? I think he was called the Ferrari with the tank engine. Yeah, and they were doing that whole NXT and rookie thing. And, I dug that. So there's very few guys in wrestling alone, not just WWE, to be 180 their whole personnel and everything and make it work. I mean, obviously guys have had gimmick changes and everything, but to 180, I mean, it's just like Undertaker going from Dead Man and all that to American Badass on the bike. He didn't know if that was going to work. He rolled the dice, he gambled, and he won. And I think that was the thing with Bray. You know what I mean? Like kudos to him and kudos to Triple H and Vince and everybody involved. But they seen that Husky Harris thing really wasn't him. And they let Bray be Bray down there in FCW, because it was actually FCW that he did the Bray stuff before it became NXT. And I think that's really more kudos to Triple H, because I know he had his finger on the pulse down there. That was the same time Roman was coming up, Seth was coming up, so on and so forth. So in the midst of all these other superstars who were still on WWE main eventing, Bray seen, this character's not necessarily working for me, and 180 the whole thing and made it flip for him and made it work and was uber successful with it, bro. And I hear you, Night Out, a big what if. And we could say that about a lot of athletes, especially you and I being big sports guys. But I just look at it from beginning to end from his wrestling career, especially what we got with the Bray Wyatt character. So Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? And I think that'll be the route WWE goes this year and going into Philly for WrestleMania 40.
Yeah,
I think it'll be Hall of Fame.
So we do have another one of our hosts ready to come on, and I want to just make this last statement before we bring him on, and he's going to get a proper introduction just like everybody else did. But I think if you start to look back, and I know it's a bit early for this as well, when you start talking about Triple H's legacy in the business beyond his time in the ring. And I'm going to kind of equate it to something I know everybody can relate to. Like, you think of guys that are Paul Heyman guys, right? Brock, CM, you go down the list. You start thinking about Triple H guys, right? Roman, Seth, Bray. And so Bray will forever, I think, be under Triple H's legacy. Once we start looking at Triple H, kind of how we've been looking at Vince the last 20 years, and start going, man, look at how many guys he brought in and they got to this point. And I think my point is say that about a lot of guys, but how many of those guys have the entire and full package the way that Bray did, with as much potential to be at the very, very top? Because there's guys like Brandon Roy. I know that nobody's going to understand this besides Sonny, but Brandon Roy, he got hurt. He could have been a great player. Derrick Rose got hurt. He could have been one of the greatest players of all time. So
Right.
I make that differentiator. I think there's guys that get hurt that could have had a great career, and then there's guys that get hurt that could have been the next Undertaker. And literally, who better than Undertaker himself to basically tell you, hey, I'm handing the baton off to this guy. That's how much legitimacy this guy has in it.
Right.
You know, so anyway, he gotta kind of jump over to introducing the guest, but obviously Bray being gone is something that 2023 will be remembered for, and I think it'll be one of those, every time we think about it, it'll be like pulling the Band-Aid off again, because that's how much of an impact he made to all of us. I can only imagine the people that fell in love with wrestling because of Bray, because there's a whole generation of kids that were like, oh, that's old man, boom. I can only imagine how they feel. That must suck. You know, just the tip of the iceberg, gentlemen. So with that said, if you will all excuse me, I want to do a very special introduction, just like I did for the rest of you guys. Okay. And I'm actually going to kick off our list, because this is actually one of the things that's on my list. Remember, number 1, favorite moment in wrestling 2023. Number 2, favorite moment in Wrestle Talk podcast for 2023. And then number 3, what do you anticipate, or what predictions can you make for next year? So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off and give you guys my favorite moment for the Wrestle Talk podcast in 2023. And my favorite moment actually has nothing to do with wrestling per se. Is I got to become friends with somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, so much so that we started to work together in the fantasy league, and that relationship blossomed to where I was like, hey, you know what, man, you've got a young mind, you have a passion for this thing, and I think you would be an asset to the Wrestle Talk podcast. And let me say something. I'm glad that this came up earlier, because somebody asked about Dick Douglas, and that did not end well for reasons that is nobody's business but ours. But that did not end well. And for me, it left a gap. It left a hole. And we brought in some other people and stuff like that, but I don't think that we ever filled that gap until this guy joined the show. So my Wrestle Talk podcast highlight for 2023 is the addition of this amazing, intelligent young talent that we all affectionately address as Gabriel Arson. Sir, welcome. Surprise. That's my top Wrestle Talk moment for 2023. And please react and say hello to the people, man. Please go ahead.
For starters, it's good to see everybody. Wrestle Talk podcast. I'm coming off of a really great day at work, and I get to come onto the show, and not even surprised, more just honored. Like I don't even know how to respond to that, because hey, Jared, I swear this dude's my number 1 fan, and I'm glad to know that I have one now. But I mean, I gotta throw it back your way, Renee. I feel honored to know that you guys brought me into the Wrestle Talk podcast family, as welcoming as we did, and that I've had an opportunity to. Man, you guys are cool. Like I'm trying to be all professional and say like our individuals, but you guys are fucking cool. Like that's it. If I'm gonna swear. Oh my God! How long has it been? We got 5 people on the show finally. Friggin' Sunny Money.
What's up?
Over here.
It's crazy,
John
man.
Haas.
Hook me up with Knuckles, bro. Hook me up.
Knuckles time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, my guy.
Rodell, look this way. I'm gonna poke you in the eye. No, look this way. No, the other way. Look the other way.
Other way.
There you go. Get that dude.
Oh God, did I just do a Three Stooges reference?
You did kind of do.
Damn, I'm old. Shit.
That's not a bad thing, bro. No, it's not that you're old, Renee. It's that the Stooges are timeless. There's a difference. Because if I know them, they're timeless.
That's facts, man. I'm hoping we are expecting maybe an appearance from Skywalker before the end of the show, so that would be awesome for us to have all 6 boxes full. That would be super crazy. Yeah, it would be great if we jump on here. So because I want to make sure that I respect our time limit today, I went ahead and jumped in first as far as my favorite moment for Wrestle Talk podcast in 2023. We have 2 other topics, and we have 4 other people in the room. So who wants to take a stab at it next? I know it's not an easy task, but I think it's something that we need to do to kind of exercise the demons and move on. Sunny Money, you know the game, baby. Go ahead. Let us have it.
Well, just before we go
Go ahead.
Renee, I wanted to tell you something. Something just recently came in the mail today.
What you talking about, Ho?
I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. So sorry to spoil this for any of the fans out there, but your boy Arsene is the proud owner of this one-of-a-kind Rick Boog shirt. Limited, my friends. So this is finally a part of my setup, and now I feel a little less naked in the, Wrestle Talk, because I know I'm filming out of a closet here. But
we got to get you some more stuff. But hey, I thought it was a nice gesture, man. You came in at a very difficult time for the show. Like I said, Dick Douglas, for all of our differences, another super young, talented guy. I think we can all agree on that. We needed to kind of fill that youth void a little bit. Somebody that knew the business, that had the same kind of passion and energy, but that kind of fit what we do here, brought a little bit more of a youth perspective to us. And bro, there's no question about it. I'm sure Road Dogg, Sonny, and Big John, they all agree with the fact that Gabe has been a great addition. John, can you just speak on that briefly?
Oh yeah, definitely. Gabe has been a great addition. As a matter of fact, if you remember, you were already thinking about bringing Gabe in, and you and I were talking one night, and we were talking about how to move Wrestle Talk forward. And I said, hey, Gabe's been coming on the show and during high spots and throwing in. If he wants to come in as often as he has, why don't we just make him a part of the team? So you would you had already been thinking about that, and so we both kind of agreed on that. So it really was great to have Gabe join the team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But now I think Sonny is ready to go. Sonny, go ahead and take it away, baby. I know we don't got to stop you, man. Which one of those topics you want to hit and go for it, man?
Well, I got a beef right quick, bro. I was all amped. You see me moving. Now I'm just kind of down in the dumps. Yo,
what?
Pause. What shirt you got on there, bro? What the hell are you wearing right now, dog?
You just now fucking caught this?
The fuck?
Seriously, bro?
Hey, man, you know the eyes ain't the best here, all right? Listen, the eyes ain't the best here, all right? The eyes ain't the best, all right? I try, all right? I'm like Stan Henson. I'm just blind in the ring. I'm just, the fuck you wearing, bro? Get out of your motherfucking mind. Wear that shit on this show.
30 minutes called. They want their take back.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Rappaport called. They want their take back. He wants
his take. Here. Listen,
John, let John rebuttal now. Hold on now. You gotta let my man jump in.
Come on, John. What you got, bro? Talk to me.
John.
I will admit the Raiders haven't been the best team the past several years, but I have stuck by them. I'm not one of these fans that says, all right, yeah, they won. Let me pull the shirt out. Oh, they didn't win this week. Let me throw it in the closet. I'm there no matter what. I support them no matter what. And I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to come in there Christmas and we're going to whip your butt. And, I told Renee the other day, it all depends on what team shows up. I just hope we have the same team shows up that shows up last time, not because I think they would blow the Chiefs out. I don't think that. But I do think that they would make it an interesting game. And they could possibly come away with the win with that team, but I don't look for it to be a blowout game. I'd like it to be a good game.
Well, here's the thing. I like to make it interesting on the Wrestle Talk podcast. I like to make it entertaining there, also. You and I got to get in the DMs with each other, but I think we could come up with some type of friendly bet. Like maybe if the Chiefs win, you could come on Wrestle Talk podcast and do the Arrowhead chop, and if the Raiders win, I can do like my best out. Yeah, maybe I'll do like my best Al Davis impression or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Die? I'm gonna hop in the DMs over there, Austin. We're gonna
die. You're gonna die?
This just got dark.
I'm gonna die, you know what I mean? But we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna figure something out. All right. So with that being said,
I got one thing for you to read, Sonny. Just one thing for you to read, and you could go because it's always obviously about the Wrestle Talk podcast family here. So you mind reading that out for us if you can?
Yeah, that's no problem. From our great listener, a friend of the show, Jared Shannon. He says, I believe my favorite Wrestle Talk podcast moment has been every single moment of the Wrestle Talk podcast. Truthfully, look at every episode, the smile, the laughter, even though rough days, Wrestle Talk podcast has been there thick and thin. I appreciate all of you. And I don't share love a lot, but I LOL love you and all of the Wrestle Talk podcast family. Well, Jared, Much love back to you, my friend. Thank you for being here every single Tuesday night live Wrestle Talk podcast, man. For real. I mean that from not Sunny Money, but from Stephen Mayo. I mean that because I know how much it means not only to me, but for my other 4 co-hosts here tonight. So good evening there to Mr. Herb Simmons. Big shout out to him. He's also a gentleman who's jumping in throughout 2023, 2022, 2021, shows nothing but love to the Wrestle Talk podcast. And there's so many, a slew of people, man. We could sit here and do another 3 hours of everybody who comes
thanking
on
everybody.
weekly.
That's facts.
You know, shout out to Aaron Wallace. Shout out to Asad. Shout out to CEO Dewan Mills. Shout out
Susie.
to Adam Freck. Shout out to Susie. Yo, I love you, Susie. You know I love you. So, you know, as Renee said, and it's the honest to God's truth, we're not blowing smoke up your ass. We do this for you guys. We do it for ourselves, and we are all friends here. Laughter and BS aside, we are all friends. These are my brothers.
Even this guy?
Yeah, even then. I know Christopher's favorite Wrestle Talk pop moments has been all my insightful. Yeah. And big shout out to Snitch, man.
I have a fun fact about Snitch here. Snitch was in Kansas City, made his Kansas City debut this past year at the Taco and Margarita Festival at Hy-Vee Arena this past November, I think it was.
So yeah, I'm kind of upset I missed
all
that.
The good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm tripping, bro. All right, well, it is that time, Sonny. We keep putting you on hold, bro. We want to get through these topics. Time is limited, man. Again, favorite moment for wrestling or worse, top moment in 2023 for Wrestle Talk, and predictions going forward. You don't have to do all of them at once, but you can if you want.
I know that. No, I kind of know where I'm going with all this, man. Okay. So my favorite, I honest to God here, and I kind of thought about it because with this podcast, I've got to live the 15-year-old dream in me. Yes, I didn't get a chance to get in the ring. And no, I'm not part of FWWC for a variety of reasons, but I have a very much love and passionate, wave that flag of FWWC to the fullest. But me being able to sit around with 4 good close friends of mine and talk pro wrestling, that is a dream fulfilled. And because of Wrestle Talk podcast, I've got to interview guests like Harry Slash of the Slash Tones, who's known for the ECW theme. I've got to interview close friends like the homeboy Chris Brady. I've got to interview guys who fought for the NWA Heavyweight Championship and Jason Strife. Big shout out to Jason Strife, RIP Jason Strife. So because of Wrestle Talk podcast in just this year alone, I got to fulfill all those dreams. But my favorite moment of the year actually doesn't even, and this is my favorite Wrestle Talk podcast moment of the year, but it wasn't even on the show. It was sitting at CEO Dewan Mills' house and watching the Royal Rumble 2023 with the Night Owl and Dewan Mills. Because I felt like at that moment in January, I said, when it comes to professional wrestling, this is going to be a good year, and it's going to be a great year for Wrestle Talk podcast. And my prediction was right on that. So to be able to sit next to 2 brothers of mine in a room, hey, say what's up, Wrestle Talk?
Hey, Benji handsome. What's up, Betty boy?
Come here, Max.
It's my nephew, man.
Say what's up, Wrestle Talk.
Max,
we love you, boy.
I love you, you handsome boy.
Everybody's showing up tonight.
Everybody's showing up, man. Somewhere my cat's around here trying to chase the mice or something. I don't know what's going on.
If I pulled Fury in here, for those of y'all who have been watching for a while, if I pull him in here, y'all would not recognize this man.
Like, yo, who's that grown man?
Bro, he answers the phone. Sounds like Barry White. He's like, hello. Yo, if I pull my son in here, he's 14. By the way, just went and picked up his new board and his first pair of Vans today. So we doing it, baby. It's a family thing, right? I love your kids are so handsome, son. You do such a great job, man. Facts.
I appreciate that, Night Owl, and everybody who shows love on that. I just try to do the best I can. But yes, let me keep this rolling here. So yes, a lot of great moments for Wrestle Talk podcast of 2023. Again, I had the luxury to interview a slew of guests. Big shout out to, I just had it pop in my head. Big shout out to my boy Eric Black out there in Philly. That was a fun interview. I had so many great interviews, and not only great interviews that I was a part of, but I got to see you guys a part of. A big shout out to another guest, John Cosper. We had John Cosper on this year talking to somebody deep and close to my heart, and Chris Candino. Big shout out to
Maybe I'll give away a John Cosper book, Sonny. Maybe that'll be the. I got a couple of John Cosper books. I'm trying to give something away tonight. Maybe that'll be it. Who knows?
Yeah, yo, who
Keep
knows?
commenting, gang.
Me and Night Owl, we were just up at Mid-States Wrestling. Jason Jones, St. Joe, Missouri. We got to see Luke Langley live. He's a Wrestle Talk podcast alumni in 2023. Donnie Dodge. I mean, listen, we can sit here. Big shout out to Donnie Dodge out there in Nebraska. Look, we had so many great guests on here, but seriously, my favorite moment of the whole year, bro, it really goes back to 2023 Royal Rumble, January. Chilling with you on one side, the one on the other side, eating some good food, good jokes. Gunther, just having a blast, bro.
Yeah,
And
that
that
was
was
the day, boy. I baptized you that day.
that was the whole kickoff of just wrestling in 2023 and Wrestle Talk podcast in 2023. Now, my favorite moment in wrestling of 2023 is still fresh. It's still there. The juice is still getting squeezed a little bit. That juice is still squeezing a little bit. Pepsi Phil, baby. 10 long years back in the WWE. And listen, not being biased, because I really thought about it. Like Royal Rumble was great. WrestleMania with Cody and Roman was cool. Brock was cool. Gunther's a big highlight. Even the women were doing their thing. AEW had some real good classics. I think they even did a couple good shows here in Kansas City. So big shout out AEW. Will Ospreay killed it, bro. But Pepsi Phil, bro, coming back to WWE after 10 years, it's still relevant. It's still fresh. It had the most views in social media history in WWE from Saturday night to the Monday Night Raw following. There was a reason for it. So, that was my favorite moment of the year, hands down, no problem. Now, let me finish this off so we can get back to these other fine gentlemen here on the Wrestle Talk podcast tonight. What I'm looking forward to the most in 2024 when it comes to professional wrestling, besides just seeing great local professional independent wrestling as far as Central States, KCXW, Trailblazer, New Breed, hitting up the SICW Fan Fest with Mr. Herb Simmons, SICW Fan Fest 2 at the Aviator Hotel over there in St. Louis. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania 40, the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, and my Wrestle Talk podcast family. Am I freaking nuts for not trying to go back home to Philly, and have a free place to lay my head and go get me a WrestleMania ticket? Maybe should I pop that? Should I make that happen?
Do it.
You know what I mean? It's crazy,
triple
bro.
dog dare you.
I really should, because listen, I got like when I land, I got free transportation. I know how to I know the subway like the back of my hand out there still, so I can get the subway from my neighborhood down to the link, down to the Eagle Stadium where WrestleMania is. I'm sure I could probably get a WrestleMania even on a cheap ticket. I'll probably get up in there $100. You know what I mean? So who knows? Wrestle Talk podcast. I might do an exclusive live from Lincoln Financial Field in April at WrestleMania 40 with Sonny Money, man. But that's what I'm looking forward to the most in 2024, bro. And again, overall good wrestling. We had great wrestling this year. We had great content on this podcast. I've been blessed with a lot of friends. I had a lot of highs and a lot of lows this year, as everybody knows, but my head's still high. We're still attacking the day. And, now we ended it with the podcast with 2023 with 4 great friends of mine. What more can I ask for, bro?
I really don't think there's anything else. Gabe?
Nah.
I was just going to make a joke that I was going to say you should visit Patty's Pub while you're there, but it seemed out of place when he dropped off the emotional conversation. I'm like, well, now I'm going to feel like a dick.
Yeah.
to make this joke.
Yo, who doesn't love a little Sunny, bro? Come on now. Get it?
There you
little
go.
Sunny.
Well, you got to learn one thing about me, Gabe. I have very dark humor, so it's all good, bro. You know what I mean? It's all good, bro. And I don't drop that dark humor here because I want to keep the viewers around. I try to keep it wrestling, but if you and I ever chill one-on-one, I think Night Owl would tell you, I say some pretty outlandish shit, but I kind of keep it real back for the podcast. So it's all love.
People compare you to Michael Rappaport, but really your comedy is more like Louis C.K.
Bro.
Just for those who know.
I don't care, bro. There's no filter, all right?
No filter.
In my darkest of times, I'm still cracking a joke and trying to make the best of things and find the light in things. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to do.
There was ever a year to do it. 2023 was it, boy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I personally know that Sonny's had a rough 2023, and I've reached out to him a couple of times throughout this whole year, and and I would say besides what happened, his interview with Moonshine Mantel at the training center,
the KC Pro Wrestling Academy.
that was one of my favorite interviews of the year. Unfortunately, one of the other moments that I can remember from Wrestle Talk is when I came on. I was running the behind the scenes, and news broke, and Gabe and it might have been Gabe and Haas. It might have been Gabe and Luke or something. When the night that
I think it was me and Skywalker.
Was it you and Skywalker?
If I'm remembering correctly,
they were interviewing Tommy Davis, and word came out of the Jay Briscoe passing away.
Wow.
I remember that.
And I came in and broke on. And if you look at the video, you can actually see the moment that Gabe knew exactly what I was about to say, because he looked like he looked at his phone, and he's just like, and that stuck with me, because he knew exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, the timing on it was impeccable, and then just in real time, because my brain is processing right as he's saying it, I'm like, oh my god, we're doing this.
And let me add a caveat here, because I want to hear what I want to hear Haas and
by the way, there's a champion in the building. Sorry, Sonny. Shout out to the KC. I think it's the Metro champ. El Diablo, shout out to him. Much love to you. That's right. Hey, boom. Shout out. And
he's got a title defense coming up, bro. You better take that shit home.
Yo, you know what's crazy? It's one of my favorite other guys, bro. Calvin Aldridge is a former guest of the Wrestle Talk podcast. Also one of the nicest human beings that you could ever meet in the business. So, yeah, that's going to be a hell of a matchup. Make sure you guys get your damn tickets if you're in the Kansas City area. Anywhere Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, what's above us, and Iowa. Any one of those states, guys, KCXW, go check them out, man. At the very least, get your asses out there. Make sure you guys show love to El Diablo. Right, Sonny?
Show love to El Diablo. Show love to my brother, Calvin Aldridge. Show love to my boy, Leo D. That's my brother, too. Big shout out and show love. He's another former member of the Wrestle Talk podcast family, or still a current member of the Wrestle Talk podcast family, but former guest of the show, Clay Huna. So big shout out to Clay Huna.
The whole squad. Can't wait to see
it. Dude, that was such an awesome interview, too. I remember interviewing Clay Huna.
Yeah, Clay Huna's my brother, man. I was lucky enough to go down to the XWC Training Center a few weeks back on a Sunday, and I got to see everybody in there, bro. I got to see El Diablo. I got to see Calvin. I got to see Clay Huna. Big shout out to David Catton over there. Big shout out to everybody over there affiliated with XWC and KCXW. They've done nothing. Night Out. Am I wrong? Seriously, bro. They've done nothing but show us love for the past 10 years. Like,
hey, got my first commentary gig over there, bro. I'm nothing but grateful to those guys forever.
Yeah, and every time I see them, it's hugs and it's love and whatever. And listen, they've caught a few grenades over there, and you know what? They no-sold it. They no-sold it, bro. And I love them for it, bro. And they don't retaliate either. You know what I mean? Everybody's got opinions, just like assholes, whatever. But hey, man, I wanted to.
Hey, wait. We got a quick request here for Road Dogg, because we are men of the people. So Road Dogg, Jared actually specifically asked for you to read his moment of the year out loud. Are you okay with that? Right? You don't mind? Why would you? Right?
Why am I all of a sudden scared of what he's put in there?
I don't know. Let's read it.
I missed the.
Let's read it together.
Oh, Jesus freaking mother, Mary of Pearl. God, Jared's a big gun club fan, big fan of Austin and Colton. And, yeah.
Ass Boys.
I love that drop.
Ass Boys. The Ass Boys won the AEW Tag Team Championship, but you see,
it hurts you to say that. It hurts you to say that.
It does hurt me to say that.
It's dying
it's bothering him to say that. That's freaking
hilarious. Didn't the Snitch put something up there about me too? I believe the Snitch is talking crap about me.
Well, there's so many. Any time that people get an opportunity, they take their chance. But yeah, the Snitch is definitely talking his trash. We also do have something pretty cool that just got dropped here. If you guys don't mind, I'll share this. Our good friend Herb Simmons, who's been tuning in throughout the remainder of the show, or the entirety of the show, says that a little bit closer to the SICW Fan Fest, which is already announced the feature of several Hall of Famers and way many more to come. Super exciting stuff. Is giving away a free package. Who knows? It might even happen here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. How cool is that? That's awesome.
Right, listen. I'm gonna have here shortly. I'm gonna have my hotel booked again for the second year in a row at the Aviator Hotel where that Fan Fest is happening.
Yep.
Already confirmed for SICW Fan Fest 2.
Just give them two. Just give them two, because I got another big announcement. Just give them two. Two of the names.
The Godfather
Woo!
All right. And my personal favorite from the late 80s, early 90s tag team of Power and Glory, former member of the Four Horsemen, Paul Roma. I'm excited as shit to meet some Paul Roma, bro. I cannot wait. That's gonna be dope. I know half of these people in the comment section are like, who? What the fuck you talking
Doesn't
about?
matter.
I
Come
know
and
Paul
learn.
Roma.
Come and learn. Well, I know Road Dogg does.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Paul
that's
Roma.
the young guy. Young guy. You know who that is?
Are you calling me old?
I mean, we're seasoned, not old, bro. We're just seasoned. That's all.
Dave, you know who Paul
You know
Roma
that is?
bro?
You guys are gonna
honest.
hate me. I am not.
No, we don't hate you. We don't hate you.
it's okay.
But
Paul
I am
Roma. Come
willing
here.
to learn because I love the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
So
Learn about,
I
hey,
know
bro,
there's a lot of members.
just Google, just get on YouTube, WWF Power and Glory. That's all you need to know.
That's all
Power
I
and
gotta
Glory.
look up.
Yep, Power
All right,
and Glory.
guys.
I'm already
I
doing
do
it right
have
now.
one. Yeah. Go. I'm gonna give you guys a quick moment here because I have one more introduction to do. So, guys, please forgive. I'll bring you all back in just a moment here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one final introduction for the evening. I wasn't sure if this young man was going to be able to join us, but he's here. And just like we did with everybody else, we got to give this man his flowers. Without question, okay? A game changer when he joined us, not only as like a guest and as a friend, but when he actually came on board and became part of the Wrestle Talk team. That's when we started pushing towards going from audio only to video. That transition happened, roughly around the same time. Even before then, providing guests, providing knowledge and wisdom, somebody that's been in the business 20, 25 plus years, okay? In addition to all of that, just a wonderful human being, a great friend, an awesome support system, and somebody that, quite honestly, I would trust with my house keys and wouldn't have a problem if he educated my children. This guy is a man of integrity and class, and I'm going to be the first to say it if somebody hasn't said it before me. This guy at some point needs to go into some sort of Hall of Fame, whether it be in St. Louis, the state of Illinois, the state of Missouri. It doesn't matter. Not everybody who goes into the Hall of Fame was a 20-year in-ring competitor. There are people that contribute to this on another level from a different angle to the professional wrestling world, whether it be as a worker early on, to a manager, to a promoter, to you name it. There are people that are, let's just say, the support staff that make pro wrestling go just as much as the guys in the ring. So I stumbled over my words a little bit because I have a tremendous amount of respect for this man. Allow me to introduce him, and if you guys would join me in welcoming in a guy that I consider a mentor and a dear, dear friend, the one and only Luke Skywalker Roberts.
Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, you know that I'm still here. I'm here tonight. Wrestle Talk Podcast, year in review. It wouldn't be complete without the one and only Luke Roberts. Night Owl, thank you for the warm introduction. Like I said, I thought you were talking about Kurt Angle all of a sudden, giving me my flowers, intensity, integrity, and intelligence. You know something when it comes down to it. Tonight is going to be a great night of pro wrestling action. And you know something? I want to throw it out here. I know it's a little bit ahead of time. The one thing that popped into my head for 2023, 2022, little thing called Wrestle Madness 4.
Whoa!
And a certain individual, I won't mention any names, forgetting a little guy called Gilbert.
You guys remember that? That was crazy. I don't know who else remembers that. We did have that. This past year, Skywalker? Was that Gilbert moment?
Was that at
this
the tail
year?
end of 22.
Oh,
that
22.
Was the tail end of 22.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you right now, the big thing for me in 23, and I don't know if it's been mentioned, it's ironic that he popped back up here, and I'm going to throw this out here for all the people that are
Don't ignore that comment, Skywalker. I know you read that comment.
I know I read that comment. And thank you, Mr. Simmons' comment is here because I want to talk about when the Wrestle Talk podcast hit the road to the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa back in July, and having an opportunity to see such legends in the business. And I'm just going to throw a few names, wrestlers like Les Thatcher. You talk about wrestlers like Bill DeMott. You talk about wrestlers like Thunderbolt Patterson. I could go on and on and on. Again, another name that we all know very well, Conrad Thompson was in the house. Bruce Pritchard was in the house from the WWE. You name it, from top to bottom. That was probably the big highlight for me this year. And again, I'm going to talk exactly like Sunny Money. And just to let you know, Alpha, to throw this out here, you want to learn your history, you want to learn a little more about pro wrestling, you need to make it a point to look at the Trago Says Hall of Fame 25th anniversary this coming July. And they've already announced, much like Sunny Money, I'll tell you right now, they have Tony Schiavone is already going to receive an award, the Gordon Soley Award. And my understanding is Don Fry, both professional wrestler and MMA competitor, will be receiving an award as well. If you haven't had an opportunity, go online. And you know what? We get an opportunity. Put here in the comments. Put it all over social internet, all over the world. Wrestle Talk Podcast 2023 recap. Gentlemen, how in the world are you doing? And Christopher Miles, how you doing? Jared Shannon as well.
Cool.
Yo,
I'm gonna let you guys jump in.
spectacular.
I do want to say this, Sonny, just real quick because of Herb. So Herb did say, in terms of the SICW Fan Fest, he will be giving away that 2-person package to the event right here on the Wrestle Talk Podcast. More details to come.
Beautiful, man. Yo, come hang out with me. It's in St. Louis, so hopefully we get Luke Roberts down the street showing up. Hopefully we get Rodell down the street showing up. Maybe we get Gabe on that Spirit airline pulling into St. Louis, looking at the arch. Yeah, bro.
$79. Let's go.
Hey,
Yo, come on, bro.
I'm
You
gonna
know
tell
what I
you.
mean?
I'll tell you, the Aviator Hotel is like what Luke knows where I live. What, like 5 minutes away from my apartment?
Yeah, man. Come on, bro. Come on down, bro. I'm going to be down there Friday night. I had a beautiful time last year. There was nothing but love, hugs, and beautiful things across the building. I chilled with the boys over there at I-70 Hot Tag. So big shout out to I-70 Hot Tag. I hung out with them. We got to watch JBL have some adult beverages. That was fun as hell. Saturday, had the Fan Fest. I got to meet so many people. I got pictures with Buff Bagwell. I got pictures with the Nasty Boys. I got pictures with Too Cold Scorpio. Yo, there was so many legends in there. Again, 15-year-old me, just like talking about doing this podcast and getting to interview Ari Slash. 15-year-old me at that time, I was like, it wasn't 15-year-old me. It was like a 5-year-old in the candy store. I was just like, I didn't know
Great
what
interview.
to do with my hands.
That was one of those where
know.
everybody else just stays quiet. You just let him go.
Man,
That was
I
amazing.
just
I didn't
got
know what to do,
chills
bro. I
hearing
was running
Too Cold
around like I needed
Scorpio.
some Ritalin or something. My wife was like, "Yo, you need to calm down." I was like, "Yo, look," you know what I mean? It was great, bro. So yeah, SICW Fan Fest 2. Yeah, and I'm excited. Big shout out to you, Mr. Simmons, for hooking somebody up here in the Wrestle Talk podcast community with tickets to the SICW Fan Fest 2 there in May.
And we are trying to hook y'all up tonight, too. I got a John Cosper book up there that I don't believe is signed. So
Right.
if I can find it, I'm going to try to give that thing away because I'm a tremendous author. And there's a lot of different ways to consume wrestling. We know there's the TV, there's video games, shit. There's anime now. Gabe, you and I talk about that all the time. And then you got just a good old-fashioned book. Sonny, I know your time is winding down. But hang out as long as you can. I actually want to continue on because I want everybody to have the opportunity to do this. John, would you do us the honor of taking center stage, my friend, and hitting those 3 things for us? It could be simultaneous. I'm going to let you jump in, Sonny. It could be all simultaneously or you can do them individually. But we want to make sure that we do these 3 things. Number 1, top moment for Wrestle Talk Podcast in 2023, top moment in wrestling for 2023, and then, of course, what do you see going into 2024? Sonny, what do you got, my guy? Sorry.
Hey, I'm going to piece it out, bro, because I got a 3:30 alarm for the job, the shoot job. I got to pay bills, make money. You know how that goes. So 3:30 alarm. I love you, Wrestle Talk Podcast.
We love you, Sonny.
I got one thing to say to Sonny before I leave.
Yeah, let's get this out the way. Go ahead, bro.
Can we get? Yeah, we got to sign this contract.
Hold on. Be watching your email. I'm going to shoot you a promo or shoot Renee a promo.
Okay.
And we'll talk about what we need to talk about at a later time.
Can we just shots fired. Listen, let's just and we'll iron out the details of this. But can we just get this over with and make this official there, Road Dog?
Listen, we got an official right here. So, Roberts, Sonny Money versus Chris Rodell, Quick Treat Pizza on a ladder match at FWWC Royal Rumble.
So what he said
and he disappears.
Come
on, Skywalker.
So what he said is something that I just like to eat or drink, and I can't stand black. This is a Sunny Money Trail.
Whoa, where are we going
I
with
can't
this?
stand black. Whoa, I don't know where you thought I was going with this, but you need to go. You need to go stand in a fucking corner. I can't stand black coffee, straight black coffee. If I ever drink coffee, it's got to have sweetener and sugar, and I can't stand black coffee. I don't know what Sonny drinks. I assume Sonny probably mainlines black coffee, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Renee can vouch for me. I drink about everything under the sun, bro. So
Right.
you know.
You know what Sonny's favorite beer is?
So what
Free beer.
So what I proposed to Rodell is you and I. Let's make this official tonight. The year-end review of 2023 on the Russell Talk podcast, going into 2024, starting it off with a bang at FWWC Royal Rumble. It's going to be Sonny Money Mayo against Road Dogg Chris Rodell on a quick trip pizza ladder match, okay? And now here's the stipulation to that, Road Dogg.
On a pole, it's got to be.
No, here's the stipulation to that, okay? When I make my way to SICW Fan Fest and I'm 5 minutes from your apartment, the words you just said in May, okay? If I win January Royal Rumble, if I win at FWWC Royal Rumble, I win this ladder match, you, Rodell, have to drink 2 black cups of coffee on camera for the world to see. If I lose,
what happened? I didn't touch that. What?
If I lose, okay, I will eat a whole quick trip pizza.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't even make you do a whole. I would make you do a personal pizza.
No, but it's got to be painful. You
get to pick the toppings. I will eat a whole quick trip pizza as much as I can until I pass out of puke on camera live at SICW Fan Fest. So we got a deal?
Skywalker, you're the official here.
So is this like the predictions battle that you said? Because I am.
We'll get into the
bro.
details
You just
of that.
call in the pay-per-view. You're calling winners and losers on the pay-per-view, bro.
That's it. You guess the pay-per-view.
You obviously don't know my record. Jared can spot for my record at predicting pay-per-views because we also do. I'm part of a group with a game that we predict pay-per-views all the time, and I have won quite a few of them. So I am pretty good at.
And if there's a tie, we go to trivia. So
yep.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna test you. It's gonna test you on all
trivia,
levels.
Can I be the one to write them?
Absolutely.
I'm down.
I think I got some curveballs.
Yo, y'all about to have to do your research. You got to. It's all be all Japanese wrestling questions.
I'm about to say. No, you're not even
this
wrong.
Guy right here.
You're not even wrong.
This guy right here.
I'm about to subscribe. I'm about to
dust off your AJPW books right now. Wrestle Talk podcast.
I'm with it.
I'm about to subscribe to New Japan Pro Wrestling World.
It looks like Jared.
See Jared? Yep.
I love the awkward pause anytime a comment pops up. It's hilarious. Everybody just holds their breath.
Let's see who's getting it first. We don't know who's speaking.
I love it. All right. Well, Sonny, I know you got to go. We're going to go ahead and try to wrap up. I want to make sure we get through everybody because it is
Sonny,
important.
I love you, brother.
Thank you for sharing all those things with us, bro. We love you. Round of applause for Sonny Money, everybody. Make some noise, yo. Get ready to eat some pizza, Sonny.
Love you guys, man.
Love you,
Great 2023. Let's keep it going in 2024. Episode 500, baby. I'm going to be there. We're going to do something big. We're going to do something special. But every single Tuesday night live, 7 p.m. Central Wrestle Talk podcast, we're going to be in there 2024. All right? Thank you, brothers. I love you guys. Let's keep this thing moving.
Stay safe. Stay safe on the roads.
Blessings to you and the family, Sonny. We will catch you on the next one. And with that, we're just not even going to stop. We're just going to keep it going. John, I think we're going to you as far as those 3 topics, man. Are you ready, brother? Because I've been anxious to hear things from your perspective.
You know, probably when it comes to Wrestle Talk podcast, you know, just the great interviews that we've had this year, you know, they've all been just so wonderful, and the opportunity to interview the people like, you know, the Snitch and a lot of the others, you know, it's just been awesome. So the interviews would just absolutely have to be the best part of Wrestle Talk for this past year, at least for me. You know, overall, in wrestling, it's just been a really great time to be a wrestling fan. There's just so much wrestling content out there now, and no matter what type of wrestling you want to watch, you should be able to find something. And it's just an awesome time to be a wrestling fan. You know, between AEW and New Japan and WWE and just all the different wrestling out there. And I just look for wrestling to continue to increase in the next year, and just really look forward to seeing where it goes.
Well, I am going to hold your feet to the fire a little bit here, John, because I think saying that we had a lot of great interviews, a little bit, and respectfully, little bit of a cop-out. So I want to see if you can narrow it down to maybe your personal favorite interview. Was there an interview with a particular guy, whether it was from your area or somewhere else, that you're like, man, that one's going to stay with you. I'm going to make sure I keep tabs on that guy. Was there maybe a moment that you're like, man, I remember when that happened, I was chuckling and my stomach was hurting or whatever? Is there anything in particular, a specific highlight or two maybe, that you can think of?
Oh, I like I said, it's all the interviews were great, and just getting to learn more about guys like the Snitch is just awesome to me. And so he was a great interview, and I've kind of tried to keep up a little bit with the Snitch since his interview, and just all those guys that y'all like to take for granted out there. I
Hell no.
I love to learn more about them, and just really get to follow them.
You mean the one that Road Dogg likes to take for granted? Are you sure you're not just ribbing Rodell? Listen, the Snitch is talented. He's a champ. We all know it, but you're not doing this just to piss off Rodell, right, Hoss? I hope not.
Of course not. I wouldn't do that just to get at him.
Look at the feedback you're getting, bro. Come on, John. Okay, listen, the Snitch is the band. No disrespect.
If you remember our 2022 recap show, there is a certain member that's on this panel right now that said the Snitch would not be the champion at the end of 2023. I'm not going to call out names. That guy.
Sure, you want to speak up for yourself here?
They got you in the hot seat, Skywalker.
Yeah, a little bit. How convenient that anytime we try to grill Roberts, all of a sudden his Wi-Fi goes out. That's awfully convenient, Skywalker. I'm watching you. You're almost as slick as this Raider fan right here. All right, he's back. What's up, bro? Was that you or was that not you? Because we can go back to the game tape.
That is true. Well, first of all, we're talking with Hardcore Hoss, and I mean, again, if we're going to be talking about the Snitch, next thing you're going to say, Hoss, is that you're a part of the Benjamin Trust fan club. That's going to be the first thing you're going to look at.
He was another wonderful interview.
There we go.
He could be a great interview, but right now, every time I walked on the show tonight, and the first thing I see is the word dweebs again.
Yep.
He was talking about you guys.
He was definitely talking about you guys.
That's not it. When it comes down to it, I got my own personal thought here, and it's called, I think the biggest thing not only has been all the great interviews, but has been the fans. For 400 plus episodes, they have followed us. They have kept with us. They've shared our information. They've joined in on commentaries.
Oh, the fam always. They've always
joined in promoting the show. We would be nothing without the fans.
No doubt about it.
Where I would be at. Something.
Hey, Skywalker, just briefly here, because I think John was very patient and waiting for his opportunity. So I don't mean to cut you off, and I know I've been kind of doing it a little bit. I apologize. So John, you gave us your top guest, and if you could, maybe you just do this for me. Your top wrestling moment of 2023. I know you hit on that. Was there a particular match, pay-per-view, or moment as far as pro wrestling in 2023 that really captivated you and that you're going to take with you moving forward?
Like I said, the whole year overall has just been great to be a wrestling fan. Obviously, a lot of the returns that have happened have been awesome to see, and like I said, there's just content everywhere you look, and just the growth in the wrestling has just been absolutely awesome. Now I can't go with Sonny though with with his
Pepsi Phil.
Pepsi Phil.
That was the one that ruined the whole year for me. So.
That's crazy, right? Talk about a contrast. Well, he's also a Chiefs fan and you're a Raider fan, so that actually kind of aligns. That kind of does make sense.
That was the one that if I never saw it, I would have been fine with. But
Well, you got your own sibling questioning your sobriety here. So you don't ever disrespect Benji. I don't know what happened with Benji. He was the man, and all of a sudden he went to the dark side. And final thing for you, there, John. And again, I meant everything I said, bro. You're such a wonderful contributor to the show on so many levels. Are you looking forward to anything next year, man? Is there anything that you maybe want to go out on a what do they call that? Go out on a limb and predict something big like Skywalker did last year and completely whiffed on the Snitch not winning the championship. Not my words, Rodell's words. Is there anything you're looking forward in 2024 that you think might happen that maybe people don't see coming? Who knows?
Like I say, I just look forward to seeing the continuous growth and the continuous where wrestling's going to go. It's just exciting to see what's going to come down the pike, and I look forward to trying to get different things going in my area just to try to grow the Wrestle Talk podcast, because as I spoke with you over the weekend, I found out there's a little work to do in this area to help grow Wrestle Talk podcast, and I'm just looking forward to trying to find ways to grow Wrestle Talk podcast in my area, and just as well as just seeing us continue on into the future.
No doubt about it. Well, thank you, John, so much for sharing that. I think we all have our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to what we bring to the show. But what's important is that I think everyone here has grown and we've all made an effort. I remember kind of where Road Dogg was, where he started, and some of the things that we had to work through. And each one of us have had those challenges on some level. Whether it's finding the right place to set up for the show, getting our audio situation under control. I mean, going from audio only to video. John, you remember how that transition went, and the challenges we had along the way there. So it's so beautiful to have so many great contributors, and it's also awesome to hear kind of your thoughts, John, because usually you're kind of there in the background and you share a little bit, but I always like to dig a little bit deeper and see what's behind a few of those layers. Big old the hardcore champ, baby, the longest reigning hardcore champ, the one and only Hardcore House. All right, so we obviously are over time, guys, but we have to continue on because this is our mission for this episode. I want everybody to get the equal amount of time, and the guests.
I got some things.
No, listen, the fam has been here with us throughout, and they're used to 2-hour show. So, Rodell, why don't you go ahead and take center stage, man? I would love to hear your thought on all three of those topics, man, because it's definitely been interesting hearing from everybody tonight.
Well, I gave my Wrestle Talk podcast favorite moments: the Moonshine Mantell interview, the breaking in on the Jay Briscoe passing away.
Sick.
We've had so many great interviews. Jared Kripke from OVW, Clay Huna, Party McFly recently with me and Haas. We did that. So those are some of my favorite memories of the Wrestle Talk podcast. This year has been a really cool year for me with Dynamo Pro Wrestling. We've teamed up a little bit this past year with the Taco and Margarita Festival that's gone to – it's been to St. Louis twice this year and went to Kansas. It was in Kansas City, and we've actually teamed up and we got to perform at the Chaffetz Arena, which is on the St. Louis University campus. It is where AEW the very next week was going to be running shows. We had our ring center stage where AEW had their ring at the same in the same venue earlier in the year. Later on in the year, we were at the Armory, and as I said, Dynamo Pro did go out to Hy-Vee Arena, which formerly was the Kemper Arena, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And Plied the Craft. The Snitch was there. That's a festival. We're just providing the entertainment, so it's not one of our shows, for sure. But it was cool to perform inside the to perform Chaffetz Arena a week before AEW was going to be there. So it was really cool. My favorite overall wrestling moment of the year, Honestly, I don't know. Everything's been so. I think the most shocking moment of the year was WWE selling to Endeavor and Triple H taking over.
Massive.
And you can see the difference of the Hunter Hearst Helmsley creative than you did before when there was all kinds of chaos. So I think WWE's got good things to come.
I got a 2024 question for you, Road Dogg, since you're very well versed, and you are officially now training for your match at FWWC Royal Rumble. So let me throw one at you, okay? 2024, who's more likely to come up and win a championship? One, Tiffany Stratton from NXT, or a young lady that just made her return and got a lot of people's attention in the process, Nikita Lyons.
Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is the picture perfect. One, she's a hell of an athlete. Two, I mean, she's got that moonsault is like great. And two, she's got the look. Three, she's got the look. So I think it's going to be good. I'm actually going to call it. I'm not sure Cody finishes the story this year.
Ooh, that's going to hit a couple fans right here, right in the hot. Just yes or no. Does he finish this year or no? Yes or no?
Gabe?
Wait, who does finish?
Does Cody finish his story?
Yes.
Yes or no? Tiffany Stratton or Nikita Lyons next year? Who has a bigger year in 2024?
I just want to say the opposite and go with Nikita Lyons.
Why? Quickly.
Honestly, just because of the presence, the fact that she's back, and like I know she's got a fan base, and I think that's enough. Because it's like even if you just have a bunch of whistling idiots, it's like that's a fan base though. And
yeah, it is, and they spend money too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that's just it. I'm just like,
if you're a guy with all the girl T-shirts, there, it's two things. Either, never mind. You guys can guess that. You guys can get those options on their own. Real quick for you, does Cody finish the story, Hoss? And who do you got, Tiffany Stratton or Nikita Lyons next year in 2024? Big John?
Does Cody finish his story? Honestly, I don't look for that to happen.
No? Okay.
I look for them to drag that out longer. And as far as the other one, I'd say probably Stratton.
Ooh, very well done. Skywalker, you look great. Is there any way you could turn that thing sideways and see if we can get you in landscape mode? Hopefully it'll flip with you. Wow, fantastic. Look at that sexy face. There we go. I think we need to pull some money together and get my brother a new laptop.
I know exactly what it is, guys. It's a little thing called technology, and I know we've talked about it countless times. I guess it's going to be an Ethernet cable.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend it for anybody who can get an Ethernet cable, because you might be paying $100 a month for Wi-Fi, but if you're not connected directly, good luck. Especially if you're a gamer. That's always a problem. So, okay, thank you.
Gaming.
Right? Yeah, you better not cut me off when I'm playing Mario Go-Kart online. If not, shit's going to get thrown around. I'm just letting you right now. And allegedly, there may be Benjamin Trust issues in terms of your Wi-Fi, so you may want to check on that, Skywalker. You may check an American flag near you and see if Benjamin Trust is hiding under it. Rodell, I know you went through your stuff, bro. I didn't want to cut you off or anything. I just saw Skywalker was back. Any final thoughts on any of your three topics before we move on?
No, I think I'm good. I can't wait for next year. I got a few possibilities that I want to reach out to and to.
Did you just say possibilities?
Possibilities.
I'm hungry, bro. Now, yes, I thought I heard you say possibilities.
Someone's gonna go. I guess we know what Renee's gonna go eat afterwards.
Yeah.
But no, I've got some potential where I want to reach out to some people for some guests in Tennessee and possibly Wisconsin that I found on TikTok, believe it or not, and
bring it.
And some of the streamers. It was funny. Sonny brought the streaming event. You know that streamer where they showed all the wrestling streamers reactions because they stream the Monday Night Raw and everything, and they stream all the shows. I know. I've talked to a couple.
Are you talking about like Xavier Woods and them, like sitting around doing live commentary on? I think I know what you're talking about.
Kind of, but not really. It's the other ones that are just doing it to build their Twitch platforms. So
it's just people reacting to the show.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of them just randomly on TikTok just because I like wrestling. So, and they're good people. So
cool. Hey, man, send them this way. Maybe we'll support them too. Why not? Quick thought here from our friend Rough Cut Rick Ruby, and Rick, thank you, brother. All I can say to you is thank you for all the guidance and the mentorship over the years. It says, guys, want to commend you on your continuous hard work that you put into the show each and give us an awesome wrestling podcast every Tuesday night. Hey, so shout out to Rick. We're consistent. I love that. That's, I think, the best compliment that we can get, because you can be great every once in a while. You can be average all the time. But if you can be consistently good all the time, I think you got something going. I mean, that's freaking incredible. Skywalker, just briefly, because I think it's a Gabe's turn. How the hell have you been? Like, we haven't seen you on the show in a while. And I love your sweater, by the way. I hope you're not planning on taking that to the ugly sweater party, because that's actually kind of a cool sweater.
Well, I can tell you right now, I have worn to a couple of ugly sweater events because
it's awesome,
I'll be honest,
though, bro. It's not ugly.
It's one of those where the as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I love it. I know that there are certain people when I try to do past, I won't mention any names, but they're here live on the program.
Okay.
And they usually sit by me doing commentary that don't necessarily agree with it. But I mean, again, things have been happening. I've been all around the world. I've been traveling a lot. I've been trying to keep up with the rest of the podcast everywhere I go. I mean, we've had an opportunity to go. We've been to Chicago. We've been to Orlando. We just got done having a trip to going out to Washington, D.C. I've got a couple more big events popping up right now. I mean, again, it's just been here, there, and everywhere. The frequent flyer miles are racking up, but you know what doesn't get old in any way? Wrestle Talk Podcast every Tuesday night.
We're always going to be here, that's for sure, as long as God gives us health. But hey, we held John to the fire. Now we got to hold you to the fire. What is this comment below here? Because apparently somebody thinks they stole Lukey from what? Come on, man. Tell this man that they can borrow you from time to time, but your home is here. You got to tell this man.
Well, I can tell you right now, people have borrowed me. I mean, again, I've had an opportunity. I mean, I was on the like I said, with issues with wrestling. I have been on the Balls Count Everywhere podcast. I've had a lot of people ask me for advice. But when you talk pro wrestling, you talk about a home. My home's right here with the Wrestle Talk podcast.
Let's go!
And every Tuesday night. Again, we've been consistently going 463 episodes. We're going strong, and I'm going to tell you right now, 2015 is when everything started. I've been around for a long time. That's not going to slow down anywhere in 2024. And again, adding people like Gabe, adding Justin Wade, among others, to be a part of the Wrestle Talk Podcast family, to be a part of the Wrestle Talk Podcast team, things are going to get bigger and better in 24. And just to let you know, we're going to get Gabe to St. Louis as the Night Owl did. We're going to make this big swap. He's going to get to see wrestling. We're going to get toasted Rabs. Renee's going to bring down some KC barbecue. And I was thinking, too, simply put, but if we're going to have this, I think one that would have been better would be Sonny Money has to acknowledge Wawa or Sheets instead of QT. That's another one to throw out there, too, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out a way to kind of tangle that into the week, because it's still like the contract's still being signed, Road Dogg. Like you just sent that over, so the negotiations are still active, correct?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss some things. I mean, you just don't get my time. You don't get my time. Go ahead,
if there's
John.
anything the Night Out doesn't want to sanction in the FWWC, just let me know, and I'll sanction it through the FED.
Oh, here we go.
I am
the
FED admin.
Come on, man.
So it'll happen one way or the other.
I don't have no pull in my own company. What the hell is going on here, Arsene? Hey, you guys run everything now? You, Haas, Mata, everybody. I don't have any say in my own company. What the hell's going on?
I'll be honest. It's just us sort of making a mark.
You see how his voice changed? Come on, Skywalker, I need you back, man. How am I supposed to keep all this under control without you here, brother? Come on, man. You need you back on a consistent basis. Hopefully that'll happen in 2024.
You know something, Night Owl? I'm going to throw something right here. It's one of those where we've talked about all these negotiations between Rodell and Sonny Money, maybe it's time for you to call in your favor, to call in your money in the bank, if you will. Maybe you need to talk to our good friend, the CEO, and maybe call that card.
Oh boy, a lot of exciting things to come. I know Road Dogg is ready. The negotiations
maybe
continue.
I'm not just going to come for Sonny. Maybe 2024. Maybe 2024. Wrote Big Sexy's going to the dark side. I don't know.
Damn. Hey, I know somebody who would love to escort you there. You see, I knew it even before he did it. I knew it was coming. All right. Enough. Okay. So speaking of the devil, it's your turn, sir. For those who have been hanging around, you already know what it is. 3 topics. Gabe, hit us, man. You can start wherever you want, finish wherever you want, man. The floor is 100% yours.
I'm going to start with something that you mentioned because you said best or worst. So I'm going to give you one for each for wrestling.
Okay.
And I'll try to narrow it down in the most effective way. So for worst, because I want to start off with the bad and then end with the good. For me, the worst thing to happen to me in wrestling for 2023 is the wheels falling off the bloodline. And I know that's a bold statement on my half, but I really feel like after that, because I got to watch the contract signing. Like that is my first wrestling event. I got to watch SmackDown, so I had a lot of expectations for this match, and I think it blew the fat one. Like I truly think that was the point, especially with what was it, Jimmy coming in and turning on Jay, because like to me that's where I was like, and the bloodline has officially fallen off. Like that we are off the tracks now. Like prior to that, I was holding hope. Like Cody losing, not ideal, but whatever, right? Everything else up to that point, him stalling as much, and then I just thought, Jay, if you were ever going to take the belt off of him, because they already broke the record. Let's just be clear about that. He broke the 1,000-day record, and that I've said my piece on that. I want to move on to the good stuff now, because we got to throw it to my new company that I've been really keeping a radar on, and that's New Japan. And for me, it's because I had a very light understanding of what was going on. I knew some names, I knew some people's moves, through matches and just through like creating characters. Where it's like, what do you want for this move set? They're like Sonata. And so to build off of that, I knew he was in the G1 Climax, and I was like, there are 4 names here that I have never heard of before. It's like Mark Davis, what was it, Sonata, Jay, or not Jay White, what is his name, David Finlay, and then Tama Tonga. And I was just thinking there's something really good to come out of this. And I was rooting for Sonata. I said, will he win will he win the whole thing? No. But finals, I'm good with that. And then he made the finals, and then he made he won the whole tournament. And then I'm like, dude, how crazy would it be if Sonata won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship? And then bam, he does it. So for me, Sonata ascending to the top, at least just to hold that belt one time, because whatever comes out of the reign after this will define where he's going to go from here. But for me, just winning me over with like the shaved face, the black hair, like no more no more dead end skull look, just Keiji Muto's descendant. And he climbed the mountaintop, and then I can finally feel proud about like, oh my God. And then I'm obsessed with Just 5 Guys. I want to get a shirt like that. But that's for my wrestling moments in the year. As far as the Wrestle Talk podcast moments, meeting Stephen E. If I have to pick one interview, it was meeting him, because just me and Night Owl sitting there laughing during the questionnaire. That was honest to God humor for us. That was the most honest belly laugh you remember that, Night Owl? You remember that? We couldn't stop laughing. We're just like, we're all confused, and it kept going. So for me,
well, I saw him on Sunday, and let me tell you, bro, the reaction that he gets, I've seen from almost no other pro wrestling manager. Like the amount of go on the page and look. I posted it when Moonshine Mantel came out, bringing up another guy that was a highlight. Chris Rodell brought him up when he got interviewed by Sonny at the training center here in Kansas City. Bro, Moonshine Mantel came out. Stephen E was in the ring. Bro, it was crazy. It was so loud. And the National Guard Center in St. Joe, which I don't know if you guys saw the comment earlier. The snitch actually is originally from St. Joe, Missouri. But bro, Stephen E, that dude, as much as he talks, he backs it up. Because let me tell you, bro, those fans were hot. They were hot. They were yelling. The place was shaking. The chairs were all steel. It was crazy, Gabe. Let me tell you, bro. No BS. Stephen E is the real deal.
makes money. That's it. You don't got to be a nice person if you get that green, man. That's it. I want to meet this man. I'm telling you. I hope he's a guest on the show again.
And Gabe, we also interviewed Barbara Goodish for the widow of Bruiser Brody. That was another good interview.
That was that this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought that was last year. Oh my God.
Bro, you haven't even been with us a year yet.
Dude, like, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think I've only just been on the show and that's how many people I've met? Oh my God.
How long you think it's been since Gabe came on, John? About 6-8 months, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, it was probably something like that. Probably about 6-8 months ago.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a year, right? That's too much.
No, it hasn't been a year.
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was a part of the 2022 recap. I think it was me and Luke did it, and everyone kind of joined in, and Luke brought in some other guests, and it was a good show. But
I've lost track of time these past couple of years. I'll be honest. Like, because it just feels like everything was like 5 years ago, and it's like, dude, that happened last year, and I'm like, what? Like, just like what? How do I lose track of time this bad, gentlemen? Like, what is going on?
It doesn't get
must
any
be having
easier.
a good time. Yeah, for real. Yo, he's right. Yeah, shit starts hurting, but it means you're having a great year, bro. Because if you're having a shitty year, we're getting real slow. It's the bad years that go slow. Am I right, gentlemen? Can we all nod and agree on that? It's the terrible years that go real slow. Yeah. Some people on this screen have had really, really bad personal years. Yet here we are, gentlemen, still doing it, baby. Go ahead, Gabe. I'm not trying to cut you off, baby. New Year's resolution.
Well, I was gonna say, you said New Year's prediction, right?
That's right. What is your big prediction? Maybe even try to go out on a limb a little bit. What's gonna happen?
I only want to say this because if I'm wrong, it's fine. But if I'm going to be a nerd about wrestling, I want to aim big. And my biggest prediction, gentlemen, is Okada will leave NJPW. I want to see, I don't care where he goes, WWE, NXT, AEW, fucking Impact, especially because he's got a lot of history there and they're rebranding right now. Like they're bringing it back to the TNA, like the classic days. And just to see him kind of step his feet in there. Dude, imagine him versus Josh Alexander. Yes. For wrestling that I want to see.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, a lot of people excited about that one right there, boy. Yeah, I like it.
You're the real
I like it. All right. So we hit your favorite wrestlers, your wrestling moment. We hit your favorite moment of Wrestle Talk Podcast 2023, and you made your bold prediction. Okada leaves and goes to the big show. That's what you're saying. And you prefer TNA if it was left up to you, right? You prefer he go to TNA because of the unfinished story, or you just really don't care? Wherever he goes, you're good. You just want to see it happen.
I like TNA for the history. Because to me, it's like that's where he got like the skills that he learned in wrestling that he applied to New Japan. Because all the young lions get departure. Like they leave for a little bit and go on excursion, and his was in TNA. So I don't know, just because there's an influx of people there. There's a lot of talent recently. I think they just signed Kushida, and like you guys know, Kushida can go. So even just facing him or just like any of like I just mentioned Josh Alexander's. I'm trying to think of other people that are currently. I think Rich Swann.
I got you. I'll give you a second to think about it because I want to go around the horn on this one too. For Skywalker, does Okada leave New Japan in 2024? And if so, where does he go? Where is he best suited to go?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's the $64,000 question. Where is Okada going to go? I hate to say it. I agree 100% with Gabe. He will not be by the end of 24 in New Japan. I think right now, I don't think his style fits at WWE. I don't think that he is a small enough competitor to go to a Ring of Honor or an Impact Wrestling. But I'm going to tell you right now, they got Kushida. I think right now, if it's money, I think we see him in AEW. If I think it's actual for the best matches, which is what I think Sonata has been known for, Okada, I think Okada winds up, and again, this is a bombshell, Impact Wrestling.
See?
Just to throw out another roster, if we're not talking US, Noah. I could definitely see him either there in Dragon Gate just to see it. I mean, we already got to see what's his name? Ibushi. So it's like, why not? Go for it, bro. Like you could build this place up and be like, okay, I'm fucking done here. Bye. Like just to fart around and fight everybody and then leave.
So Skywalker says that he does make the jump, and if he wants to make the jump, he should probably make it to TNA. And if you don't know who that is, or I mean, not everybody keeps up with everything, so feel free to like pass or whatever if you don't want to answer. But what do you think, Road Dogg? On
I am not as familiar with New Japan as I should, but I think give me what I've seen of Okada. Give me Okada versus Ilya Dragunov in NXT, and I think it'll be
didn't even think about that one. That's good.
That would be amazing. Oh,
is Luke okay?
They beat the shit out of each other. Are you good, bro? Did you pass out?
Dude, I'm going to go the other avenue here, and I know I said nothing about WWE. Imagine Okada Walter or Okada Gunther.
I'll be the one to say it. He could take the title from him. I'll be
Okada,
I know that's
Okada AJ for me. Okada AJ, that's what I want to see. All right, John. Not sure how familiar you are. It's okay. Everybody consumes wrestling a little bit different. We don't have time for everything. You familiar with Okada? If so, does he make the jump? And if so, where?
Honestly, I know the name, and I've seen a few matches, but I'm not familiar enough to really weigh in on that.
Okay, so then let me ask you an alternate question. You don't know who he is. From what you've seen from kind of the Japanese invasion, from Asuka to Shinsuke to now Kairi Sane, are you encouraged when you see those talented folks come over? Do you pay attention to them? Do they pique your interest? Because you're the person they're trying to sell to. Like they're trying to sell to the blue collar American fan. They're the one, you're the one that they're marketing to in a sense. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it when those, particularly the Japanese talent, come over here, kind of like what we've seen with some of those examples?
Oh, I enjoy it from the aspect of they are talented people and they help move the business forward.
Hell yeah.
Anything that helps move the business forward, I'm going to enjoy. Now, some people have jumped ship to other companies and stuff that I don't think are quite so talented, and I don't think they help move the business forwards. So, those I don't enjoy seeing, but anybody who's going to help bolster the business, I enjoy to see.
Love to hear that. Skywalker, we are coming up against that time now here soon. So I guess, and I want to make sure we hit everybody gets the same fair amount of time. We are posing those 3 questions to everybody. You can take it whatever. Go ahead. What do you got?
I want to put it right now here, and I'm going to take a second here. Point of personal privilege for those of you that are familiar with the terminology. Mr. Technology Man, I can wait a few seconds. I can even give you a little bit of a drum roll. Can we get the breaking news sounder?
Do we have a breaking news? Guys, we got a breaking news in about? Yeah, but believe so. Looking for it. And there you go.
All right,
Skywalker,
ladies and gentlemen, it's time. I want to bring this up, and this is something that's very near and dear to my heart because it's talking about my own family. It's talking about a member of the Wrestle Talk podcast family, and I want to go ahead and bring this up. Many of you know back earlier on this year, we had the opportunity to have the Roberts family reunion. We had Ace Roberts from Pro Wrestling Epic, and we had my great nephew, Ivar the Micro from Micro Wrestling. Well, for those that haven't had the opportunity to look at it, on Tuesday night, January 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on the Discovery Channel, Ivar the Micro and all of the personalities of Micro Wrestling will be making their debut in Big Little Brawlers on the Discovery Channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, if you hear the applause, I couldn't be any happier. Ivar the Micro and all the great wrestlers at Micro Wrestling have been doing an awesome job. I know he's been wanting to share details with it for months now, But I'm going to tell you right now, if you get an opportunity starting Tuesday night, and it'd be the perfect segue, 7 to 9 with the Wrestle Talk podcast, right into Big Little Brawlers on the Discovery Channel, where you can see Ivar the Micro and all the great superstars of micro wrestling on the Discovery Channel. I got to say, it's near and dear to my heart. Family getting the recognition they deserve. Big shout out to Ivar the Micro.
So you need to go in the Hall of Fame. Ivar's on TV, and then the other Roberts can go in the trash where he belongs. Sorry, bro. Yeah, you're making me tripping sometimes, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know something? You know
He
something?
was not very
I'm
nice
go
to
ahead.
me when he came on.
I'm going to tell you something right now. And again, I'm not going to need the breaking news sounder on this one. I'm going to tell you right now, and this may not be popular. I may get booze from the fam, but I'm going to tell you right now, I see big things from Ace Roberts in 2024.
Well, I'm not saying that, but he was mean as hell when you came on here. So you can't expect me to be rah-rah for the guy. He was disrespectful. He had his goofy glasses on the whole time. He kept referring to himself in the third person. I mean, come on, bro. Do I need to play clips from the episode?
It's kind of like Ray Liotta.
No, you don't need to play clips.
Yeah, there
but
you
it's
go.
one of those
Thank you.
where, I mean, after all, I mean, when we sit there and look at it, I mean, Gabe is trying to take fashion tips from Ace Roberts. So
Look at this.
I mean,
look, the testimonials that are coming in. Ace Roberts was the one that wrongfully banned me from Pro Wrestling Epic. I mean, do I even need to read the rest of it? No, I don't. But it's fine. Shout out. Now, we want to stick with the thread of the show. So would you say that the Roberts family reunion was your 2023 Wrestle Talk podcast highlight for you personally? And then remember, we also need to hear your pro wrestling highlight for 2023 and your bold prediction for 2024. Give it to us.
All right. Well, here's how we're going to look at it. Favorite point of 2023, I think I said it earlier on, was when the Wrestle Talk podcast makes the road trip. 22 for me was the CAC. 23 is going to be the Hall of Fame. Big things are going to be happening in 24. Big thing in wrestling this year, I got to say my big one is Adam Copeland going to AEW. I think that's my big point. To me, I think it's a huge statement. He's really been kind of getting some new life into things, and big things are going to shake things up in 2024.
The man wants to wrestle.
Oh, I think right now the big thing in 2024 is, and I mean, I know we know it, but you kind of gotta hope it's not true. And that is, we're going to see the end of two great careers in Sting and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I hope, and again, this might be my shocking thing, I'm hoping one of the two of those doesn't materialize, because we're going to lose two great personalities if that's the case.
You're muted, Renee. Renee, you're muted.
Okay, my apologies.
It's not
guys.
me. I didn't mute him.
Hey, here's the difference. Hey, let me tell you something. You know what the difference between you and me is? I'm not gonna blame the technology. That was my dumbass.
Okay.
That was me.
Okay.
I forgot. That was me. All right. So did we cover all three bases with you, Skywalker? Favorite moment on the Wrestle Talk podcast, your favorite wrestling moment of 2023, and a bold prediction. So maybe you're saying Daniel Bryan keeps it going past 2024? Because I really don't see Sting doing that. Because I hope he doesn't, bro. He's gonna end up like Flair in there flopping around in the ring. That would be weird. Does anybody want to see that? Anybody want to see crippled Sting?
There's a difference, though, Renee.
Thankfully, with Sting, they cover the fact that he can't really go as hard with trios matches, and then he just hits the safe spots, because we all know he knows how to hit a Scorpion Death Drop and a Scorpion Deathlock.
The splash.
Yeah, exactly. Safely enough to where he can do it. But I do agree with you, Night Owl, on the fact that I do think he needs to take it easy. Like, it's okay to throw it in the towel.
Gotta relax.
Especially because I can't imagine he hasn't made a shitload of money, because he has to be under a Legends contract, right?
He's on an AEW contract. I believe it was a 2-year deal, which ends at Revolution. It begins and ends at that pay-per-view. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. Well, I'll tell you what. We've only got a couple of minutes left, and then bold prediction here from Jared: Darby turns heel on Sting, and Darby sends him home. Would that be poetic or what? Do we love that?
I don't think so, because if
John, what do you think?
Right.
Sorry, Gab. I just want to make sure we rotate with everybody.
You're good.
John, both questions at the same time. Daniel Bryan or Sting? One should stay, one should go. And do you think that they close it out with Darby turning on Sting? If you've been watching any AEW, what do you think, bud?
Honestly, I think it is time for Sting to hang it up. And Daniel, I don't think he's actually retiring. I think he's just cutting back and going to retire down the line. So I think Daniel Bryanson will continue to be around, just not quite as much. But yeah, I think it's time for Sting to hang it up. As long as he's been in the business, there's a lot of guys who stick it out way too long, where they retire, come back, and I think this is Sting's time. So
yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable. Big prediction there by our guy Eric Wallace and his BFF Jamie. Sting loses to Darby, makes an appearance at the Royal Rumble. Gabe, is this crazy, bro? Do we need to see Sting in the Royal Rumble, bro? I don't know if that's exactly what I want to see on my TV, bro.
No,
sounds dangerous.
What? Yeah,
multi-man matches are crazy.
What is it? Well, and what does he stand to gain by showing up? Like, that's
He's already
just
done all that.
It's like a couple I mean, if you want to give a heel the heat to throw him out, I guess, but it's like, did you really have to dust Sting off just for that? Like, I'm
worried about him falling out of the ring. The injury.
It's like, is this how we want to remember Sting? It's like, no, we don't. It's like, let him have like his last hoorah match, make it a trios if you gotta, because like we want him to stay safe, but let him hit the finish. That's it. It's not that hard. Like, you know what I mean? You don't stand to gain anything by putting him in the Rumble.
Totally agree with that. Hey, they're called bold predictions for a reason. Same and final question for you, Road Dogg. What do you think? Sting stays, goes. Daniel Bryan stays, goes. And what do you say?
Sting retires, coming back on the occasional appearance, but because you never officially retire from the wrestling business. Bryan Danielson probably goes to more of a backstage type role with an occasional appearance. And what was the third one? I forgot.
Prediction. No, what was the third one? I'm not sure if there was. My mistake. Okay, and I'm looking down at the clock here, Road Dogg. If you remember, we can jump back in on it.
Yeah, my brain just shut off all of a sudden, so we're good.
No, it's all good here too. So anyway, we do just have a couple of minutes left, and I'll try to keep mine as brief as possible because you guys know I'm super long-winded sometimes. No. My wrestling highlight happened 29 days into 2023. And I think it was the button on the greatest story told in professional wrestling over the last 10 years. And that moment happened when Sami Zayn picked up the chair and hit Roman Reigns in the back. I'd been waiting a long time for a payoff like that. I actually stopped watching wrestling when Stone Cold turned babyface and started teaming up with Vince McMahon. I was so turned off by that angle. Talk about a mark. I was so turned off by that angle, guys, that I stopped watching wrestling all the way up to, somebody can maybe give me a timeline on this. Do you guys remember when CM Punk was fighting The Undertaker and then CM Punk had that urn or whatever, and he was just kind of messing with Undertaker about it? Does everybody remember this? I don't know what year that was.
Yeah, I'm bad with years, so
it's not important. But that was a long window from Stone Cold turning babyface all the way to CM Punk and Undertaker, and this was maybe just a couple years before the whole Daniel Bryan yes movement. So it turned me off so much that I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be a fan again. I came back in, and ever since I came back in, I was waiting for a story to give me that feeling. Like when Stone Cold's glass would hit, I remember getting the goosebumps. And occasionally it'll still happen these days, like when Stone Cold was at WrestleMania, right? Which was that this past WrestleMania? Was the Stone Cold match just this past WrestleMania, or was that
with KO? No, it was last year. It was the year prior because this past year was Usos and Sammy and KO.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. So that would have been the year before. But yeah, so I've been waiting for a payoff like that for a very, very long time, and that moment, I believe it was on the 29th of January, 2023. Sami Zayn swung the chair, heard around the world. And that moment gave me that feeling. And again, I'm waiting patiently for something in wrestling to give me that feeling again. I know that I get it every single week here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. And I know, and somebody can check my date on this, early July, I believe July 9th, if we don't have any hiccups along the way, we will actually be at episode 500 of the Wrestle Talk podcast. So it is amazing to even think that we're this close. But when it comes to that feeling, guys, I absolutely got that feeling from this story, the payoff. And I know everything that happened afterwards can be questioned. Gabe, I think you were the one that brought up kind of how they botched that and how the storyline kind of started taking a little bit of a southward direction. But I think it's hard to deny that moment was the payoff that a lot of us had been waiting for a super long time in wrestling. That just felt, everything came together at the right time. So for me in 2023, that was the moment that wrestling gave me that like 14-year-old Renee wrestling fan feeling all over again.
I can completely understand that. And to add to what you were saying, it was fun for the ride. Like sometimes it's just like, okay, maybe it didn't stick the landing for some people, like myself included. But I am not going to pretend like every single step of the way there was absolute Cocoa Puffs. Like, because I know where you're coming from, where I think it was the Royal Rumble or like the actual chair moment. No, it was the War Games. It was the scene where he took the super kick and then like KO. It was the right amount of drama. I loved it. Just that he's like, this is your family. Is this your family? Like, oh my God. It's like oh my God. I'm trying to think of the perfect analogy. It's like some Godfather shit. Like,
it is. Well, and there it is, because that's my favorite like movie. Top 5 for sure. And I know there's a few people here who haven't seen it. Shame on you. But no shots fired. But no, bro. Like, this is what we clamor for. This is what our old grumpy asses. I put some of us in this category, not all of us. Like, we're mad at wrestling half the time because they can't deliver this sort of thing. So when they do deliver it, when they actually do pay it off, regardless of everything that happened afterward, I'm going to be grateful, because those are the moments that we're begging for as longtime fans. We're waiting for those long-term storylines to have that moment where it all just sinks together perfectly. And let me tell you what, man, if they can give me one more of those at least once a year, bro, I'm going to probably watch wrestling for the rest of my life. Who knows? I may watch it anyway. But if they can continue to produce that kind of level of entertainment, that kind of suspense, dude, it got so good during that period of time for me, guys, that I was literally refusing to not watch it live. Like most of my wrestling, I don't know how many of you guys watch the replay after you record it, and how many of you guys watch it live. But during that period of time, I felt like I needed to watch the show live every single week because I was that invested in it. So I know a little bit long-winded on that front, but it was just such an important moment. And I know that it's easy to take away from it because of everything that's happened afterward. But man, if you put yourself back in that moment, I think a lot of you guys would probably agree with me. One of the top moments in wrestling all of 2023. And it seems like so long ago. It hasn't even been a year. And here we are, completely removed from it and everything else that's going on. Number 2, I'll be a little bit more brief on this one because I brought it up when I did the introduction. Gabe, bringing you on to the show means so much because eventually we were going to get out of touch. Okay. And you bring a perspective of a fan and also somebody who aspires to be in the business that has a hunger and a passion that we need. We need to feed off of you as much as you feed off of our experience. That's kind of how it works as Skywalker. You have been a mentor to many in this business. The young guys keep us young. And the old guys, we pass down the wisdom, and there's just like this beautiful exchange of information that happens. It's not just a one-sided relationship. It works both ways. And when it works well, there's nothing more beautiful in the world of wrestling when you see that kind of come to fruition and bloom fully. Would you agree with that?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, again, that's one of the things that's always kept the Wrestle Talk podcast so cutting edge. I mean, is the idea of where you've got the seasoned veterans along with the new up and comers. I mean, you could talk about it in pro wrestling, you talk about it in pro sports in general. It's that cycle, to quote, and again, I'm going to get a little emotional, a little sentimental. It's like in the movie The Lion King, it's the circle of life. It's the idea of where everybody gets to share the knowledge and love this great sport of professional wrestling. And like I said, to have Gabe on the program has been nothing short of awesome this year.
Absolutely agree, and I appreciate that. We are definitely over on time. We were scheduled to have a 1 hour show today, and we're creeping into the 2+ hour territory. So we're going to have a special surprise for you guys on our return episode. I'd actually like to invite everybody back for that first episode in January. Skywalker did an awesome thing and put together a trivia challenge for us. So we're going to leave you guys with a little bit of suspense because we're not actually going to do that here this evening. We're actually going to do it on a return episode. So on a return episode, we're going to try to bring as many of the guys back, maybe even more with plenty of notice after the holidays so that we can really make this special. Skywalker, it's going to almost feel like Wrestle Madness, bro. Like, we're going to come back. We're going to have this big trivia challenge to kick off the show. And then after that, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program. Is everybody cool with that? Are we good?
Yeah, I should be available. I mean, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Hell yeah. What do you say, Hoss? You good with that too? Looks like John's good with it. Let's hear from him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Hell yeah, man. Love to be back here. First week or two of January. Gabe, you in with us?
I should be good for it because I think after the holidays, my schedule goes back to normal and I get Tuesdays off. So like,
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're the one that tends to keep yourself the busiest, Skywalker. Hopefully you'll be there to moderate it all, man. We would love to have you. And hopefully 2024. Hey, you guys want my prediction for 2024? Here it is. We get Luke Skywalker back hosting at least once a month in 2024. That's my bold prediction for the year because let me tell you what. This show is consistent and it's entertaining, but it doesn't function the way it should unless all the pieces are there. And that one of those key cogs in this thing is one Luke Skywalker Roberts, as well as everybody else that's on the screen and the guys that weren't able to join us. So, Skywalker, that's my bold prediction for the year. My bold prediction is that the Luke Skywalker Roberts and the rest of the team are going to be here. And here's the real goal. The real goal is we don't miss a show, with the exception of any holidays between now and episode 500. I don't care if we got to patchwork this thing. We got to put some super glue on it. I don't really give a rat's ass. Somehow, some way, even if it's just one host for 1 hour, we do a Wrestle Talk podcast every single Tuesday between now and 500. Are you guys willing to take on that challenge with me? I think we can get it done. What do you guys think?
I will do my best.
Now, I want to throw a little bit out here too. What did you say? Assuming everything goes according to plan, what's the magic day for 500?
I believe it was, and you can always correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a baby. The 9th of January or July. I'm sorry, 9th. That'd be really soon. July 9th, I believe, would be episode 500 for us.
I'm going to throw you this one. I'm going to throw it even one better, and this is my personal goal for 2024. You know, that's only 9 days away from the 25th anniversary of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Who knows? Maybe we might have some special guests from the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and its 25th anniversary here on the program for 500. The only way you're going to find out is catching us on social media, catching us every Tuesday night. Guys, it's always an honor and a privilege to be on the program with you, and I'm going to tell you right now, 2024, just like it's been in past years, is going to be a great year right here for the Wrestle Talk podcast.
No doubt. Well, let's take this moment to say our goodbyes, gentlemen. We'll give everybody 30 seconds to a minute solo on the screen, man. Any final thoughts, anything that maybe came to you after you got your opportunity to share, or just any parting farewell for everybody during the holidays looking into next year? Let's start with the newest guy in, Gabe.
I'm just hoping to make a huge splash in wrestling going forward. I mean, because I like to think you guys like to see me grow as far as just like my knowledge in wrestling, how I have approached the podcast. But I want to know that I can come onto the show eventually and say, guys, I'm starting in the business. So I guess I just want to aspire to keep like pushing everybody to new heights because you guys make me aspire for new heights. And I hope everybody has a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.
I love to hear that. Big John, what do you got for us, bud?
Just want to say, thank you to the whole Wrestle Talk family out there. We wouldn't be where we are today without you, and we just have a lot of love for you, and just look forward to pushing forward to that 500th episode, and looking forward to big things to come, and who knows who we'll see here next year. So,
John, any thoughts on your run as hardcore champ real quick? I want to make sure you address that if you get a chance.
Um, well, like we said, I am now officially the longest reigning hardcore champion in the FWWC. Just took that away from Mata, and it's going to be hopefully a longer run to come yet. And got got a couple people who have challenged for the title, and just look forward to seeing who actually steps up.
Hell to the yes. Shout out to the longest reigning hardcore champ in history, Hardcore Haas. That's right. Road Dog. What do you got for us, baby?
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the entire Wrestle Talk podcast family, whether you're in the boxes, on the comments. We love each and every one of you. We wish you a very happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate. We thank you. We can't wait to see you again in 2024. And the Wrestle Talk podcast is headed for bigger things. And you never know, I might make my way to Kansas City this year.
Yes. Yes, you're making my day. And I guess I'll take the next one. We'll let you close it out, Skywalker. I guess all I can really say, and I know they probably won't even see this, I just want to thank my family. I invade my son's room and take a part of it to do this show. I keep my daughter and my wife awake when they've got to go to school and to work the next day. And then it takes me like 2 hours to unwind. So I kind of do myself a disservice for the next day because I'm usually really tired at work. But I love this shit. I don't even know why, but I love this shit. And they, despite all those inconveniences, they support me and they let me be me. And if I didn't have this, I don't know where I would be in here and up here, because this is one of those things that lets me be who I am and talk my trash in kind of a safe. People talk a lot about safe spaces, right? These days, this to me is my safe space. I can come on here, say what I say. People aren't going to take it personal. They're not going to call me names and think I'm this or that or whatever. You just know that I'm pouring out my heart to you guys, whether we're talking about family or whether we're talking about wrestling. And I think you could say the same for everybody else, the host lineup here. But like I said, more than anything else, just a big shout out to my family for supporting, the ones of you guys that do tap in every once in a while, and those that don't, just for still standing with me or beside me while I kind of do this thing, which makes me happy, I guess is the best way that I can put it. So, and thanks to the fam too. I love y'all, man. Like, some people have been here on the show since the very, very, very beginning, like the entire 2 hours and 7 minutes. Like, shout out to you guys. On that note, Skywalker, last word.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to say a very special thank you. Happy holidays to all of you that have tuned in consistently, whether it's your first episode or episode 463. But we would be nothing without you. We would not be where we are today without our friends and family and all the great promotions that have supported the Wrestle Talk podcast for 463 episodes. As we embark on 2024, this is going to be a momentous year in all of our lives. Make sure to take that moment to take time with your friends, take time with your family. Enjoy the holiday season, because I've learned very quickly this year, things can change in an instant. You don't know where, you don't know when. But when it comes down to it, make it a point to take the time, let people know that you care about them. Let them know exactly what's going on, and let them know how much they mean to you. The Wrestle Talk family means a lot to each and every person who tunes in each and every week. It is our sincere hope that you enjoy your holiday season. We look forward to seeing you in 2024 every Tuesday night right here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. For myself, for the Night Owl, for Nightmare Jones, for Hardcore Hoss, for the Alpha, for Chris Rodell, for Justin Wade, for Sonny Money Mayo, and all the great people who bring this program to you each and every week. We want to say thank you very much for viewing this evening. Have a great and happy and healthy holiday season. Make it a point to check out all your great professional wrestling. And we look forward to seeing you again in the weeks to come right here on the Wrestle Talk podcast.